Hi guys, welcome to ETimes, and I must tell you that I love the trailer of the film because there's so much thrill and suspense packed within the trailer itself that I'm really looking forward to the film. But do you guys want to tell me that did you feel the same when you all heard the script?
Yes, absolutely. That's the reason why I backed this project and I decided to act in it also because I was very impressed with the narration. In fact, I took two narrations and then I read the script a couple of times, which is when I said, okay, I'm ready to take the plunge.
Well, for me, again, primarily it was the writing, the writing of all the characters, not just the character that I play, the whole universe, and the fact that something was being presented in its most authentic and real form really appealed to me. And I knew that very minute Maarrich would be the debut launch.
Tushar, for you, with this film especially, what has been more creatively satisfying, being a producer or being an actor on this?
For sure, being an actor was challenging, but more creatively satisfying because there's a beginning and there's a middle and there's an end to playing a character. I think with production, there's a beginning, but there's no end. You're constantly on the job before the movie starts, when the movie is being filmed, then when the movie is over, you're still playing that part of a producer. And then you have to release the film, and then you're still dealing with all the challenges of being a producer. So being a producer is a thankless and a never-ending job. But being an actor is you're filled with so much fulfillment after the film is over. I mean, you're a little nervous in the beginning, but then like a child, you grow with the character and you try to be that person as much as possible. And there are some moments that feel like you have really got into the shoes of the character. That makes you feel very satisfied. And then there is an end point when the character's graph comes to an end, a conclusion, and the job is done. So it's more fun. Yeah.
But when you are a producer and you are associated with the film right from the beginning, is it difficult for you to somewhere detach yourself, to have like an objective perspective towards like, how the film has shaped up? Are you able to sort of detach yourself and
Very,
sometimes think objectively?
it's very difficult, which is why I've seen the film again and again and again. So I don't fall in love with my movie and I'm not able to judge it correctly because I have to invest in the film and I have to release the film. So I have to be very, very, very non-judgmental about it and not make it as personal as possible. So for that reason, you have to see it again and again. So you try to get more unbiased view. And I've shown the film to a lot of people. So I've shown it to my friends. I've shown it to um, my family. I've shown it to uh, some of the actors in the film. I mean, when they were part of it. So I've shown it to a lot of people to get their opinions also, to be able to know how to market this movie, how to go ahead with this. That is also very important.
Absolutely. See that you've done like a lot of Telugu films also before this, and right now we're seeing this huge change where the lines between South and Hindi film is sort of blurring. Now with a film like this, do you think that just because the lines are blurring, it's a great opportunity for artists like you who are actually wanting to be a part of both the industries?
Well, honestly, from how I see it, I think all of this is beyond our control. And I think every individual, whatever creative profession they belong to or not, any work of life basically that they come from, they have their own journey. And as much as maybe the talk could have been South versus Hindi, did I land this project because I was a name in the South? Maybe not. Did I land this project because nobody knew me? I don't know. I think I've lived every opportunity that has come to me with complete honesty, and I've also somewhere through that lens understood who I am, and I've fortunately found a little clarity in terms of the kind of characters that I would like to play, because there's a larger responsibility, of course, when you have an audience watching you and admiring you and these kind of things. So my journey down south has helped me understand the position that I'm in and has helped me learn about myself better. But did I ever see it as a block, or did I ever let any of this conversation get to me? No, never. I always knew I would come to Hindi, and I just wanted to be a little careful of the first project that I choose, is all. And I'm very, very grateful and humble to have been launched by Tushar sitting right here,
Yes,
and
the director is the captain of the ship.
For identifying. I'll tell you a short experience. In fact, when Dhruv met me, he also wasn't aware, that I had done movies in the South. So he had asked me if there was something I had on hand. And I said, there's also an ad I've done. That's, the quickest duration I can show you on a phone. He was like, yeah, of course. And I played out an ad for him. And that's literally how I was cast. So now one would say, oh my God, how did they? But from my way of looking at it, there was a director who was not concerned about your past experiences and who you are and who you worked with. It was more about the character and whether he could see you through that. So there, immediately, I knew I was with the right team, and something would be created here, because this feels very, very unusually honest. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Tushar, just like that, you've completed more than 2 decades now in the industry. And so much has changed, especially like in the last 2 years, everybody's saying due to the pandemic and of course the coming up of the OTT, so much has changed. But how would you look at the various changes which you've seen in the last 2 decades? And at this point, as an actor and of course as a producer, what are the struggles that you think you're facing?
Well, right now the theaters are back, and I think we should be grateful that they're back because we've had a journey of ups and downs with the theaters shutting down and then opening and then shutting down and opening. So I think we as producers and as actors have been very confused at times wherein what will happen to our films that are ready to release or what will happen to our films that are in the making. So now I think there's more clarity because cinemas are open and audiences are back. Films are doing well in the cinemas after a long, a period of uh, trial and error wherein you didn't know whether
Did you ever go through confusion whether you want to release? But did you ever go through the confusion about like this film,
when we
whether you
started
want
this
an
film,
OTT release?
COVID was already on the downslide and cinemas had already opened. So we started this film at that point of time. So we were always clear that we wanted to come in cinemas, and OTT was not an option because it's made with action drama. It's like an entertaining film, so it's made for cinemas. But however, yes, last 6 months, a lot of movies have not fared too well. But you can't generalize because now movies like Drishyam and Uchai and Bhedia are bringing a lot of audiences on weekends and on weekdays. So maybe Maarrich is coming at the right time. The date was always December 9 from the time the film was completed this year, and we are sticking to our date. So we hope things work out for us because life, I would say, the only struggle that you can say continues as of now is the uncertainty and the unpredictability of any business, not just films. Everything has become very uncertain, very volatile. So you have to be sure about your product.
But has it taken a while for you to probably get? I mean, 2 decades in the industry. I think 2001 you made your debut, but to sort of get thick-skinned and be okay with okay whatever happens on a Friday or whatever the fate of the film is.
Earlier on, of course, I was much more sensitive to hits and flops. But I think after a time, you realize that everybody goes through that, and it's part and parcel of the game. And I've learned to move on. However, every film brings new dreams, new sacrifices. So you have an emotional connect with every movie. So it's never going to be the same, and you can't treat it like, okay, it's just something that I made and I'm moved on. There will be a high on the success of a film. There will be a certain low on the failure of a film. It's just that how you deal with it is gets more matured with time, and you're able to look at things objectively from the outside, and you're able to move on no matter what the outcome, good or bad.
Yeah, but do you think that certain setbacks or perhaps failure, if we may call it, have also made you perhaps a better person and actor,
It obviously,
and these experiences have shaped who you are? How would you define that in that sense?
of course, this profession makes you very strong, and
Today, like
success and failure both teach you a lot. And how you handle your success is also important. rather than just how you handle your failures. Of course, failure can make a lot of people more humble, but success is also something that needs to be handled with care. Because if you start feeling too dizzy on the top, or you start feeling like you're beyond everyone else, then the success is going to be very, very short-lived. So one has to have his head on his shoulders or her shoulders at all times, no matter how successful you are.
Absolutely. So, since this film is like a thriller and a suspense and it has a lot of mystery, you guys want to tell me some of your all-time favorite thrillers?
Well, I remember there was a film of Nasir Ji only. I told him and said also I like it. Liked it a lot when I was very young. Called Khoj with Rishi Kapoor, and it's directed by the Ramses, and it was Nasir Ji and Rishi Kapoor. And it didn't do well, but it was a very well appreciated film. That was one of my favorite Hindi thrillers. Other than that, all the Rajkumar ji ki films hoti thi, 100 Day, I think 100 Police Public and all these films used to be there. They were good commercial
Yeah.
thrillers. We don't have too many out and out thrillers coming in Hindi. But I remember Khoj was one that was good.
Yeah. And Seerath, what about you? You have like any favorite thrillers at the top of the
Not yet. I can't put a finger to one favorite thriller. I'm still looking for that story. But there's so much inspiration out there, and there's something to take back from every film. I'm looking forward to watching Drishyam because I've seen the first film and it was so well made. The second, I believe, is even better. So, kudos to everyone who's attempting scripts which are enthralling for the audiences to thrive on. That's the industry I want to be a part of.
Absolutely. Okay, lastly, before we wrap up, you guys want to say, okay, what should the audience expect from the film and, how should they take it? What should they come to the theaters with?
Entertainment,
Entertainment.
entertainment.
Okay, and you guys want to tell me about, what's next for the two of you? Tushar, what's next for you
Yes to
as
a
an
lot of things. I've
actor?
been saying yes. Like people think I'm very choosy, but I've been saying yes to so many subjects, but they have to just get materialized. There is one horror comedy that, of course, I've said yes to and should work out, but I've said yes to more than that also. And then somehow people are, you know, the project somewhere gets lost and it doesn't materialize. So I'm not going to say anything and jinx it. Let it happen first, then I'll talk about it. So I
But
won't
have
make
you consciously also taken some time off?
which one?
But have you
Not at all.
consciously
No, no,
also
no.
taken?
I've
Have
not
you?
taken No, I've not taken any time off. I was busy for 2 years with Lakshmi because then it was released on OTT, and then I started filming Maarrich. I wrote a book in between, and I did Boo Sabki Pategi also in 2019.
Yeah.
So there I've been busy like hell, but yeah, as I say, like a pure cinematic release, I think was Golmaal, and now it'll be Maarrich.
Yeah, but okay, since you reminded me of the book, have you thought of writing the script since your book did so well and people connected so much to it?
Sure.
No, no, no. I'm not going to write a film anytime soon. I'm still grappling
Was
with the.
it easy for you to pour your emotions out?
I
Your
can write a
voice is cracked.
I can write a book because it was a personal account and it came from my heart and it was a true, honest personal account. And if I wrote it myself, I didn't even have a co-author. But that was a different high in those lockdown months. I feel it just gave me so much fulfillment, so much exhilaration. But it's not something that really has inspired me to write film scripts. Really, that's a different ball game altogether. अभी अपनी खुद की फिल्म स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ना खत्म करना है, जो एक्टर के तौर पर आती है, वो 2-2 घंटे 3-3 घंटे लगते हैं पढ़ने में. उनको पढ़ के फिर हाँ ना बोलना पड़ता है. That is so time consuming. So the work we do towards making films before a film actually gets made is so hard and so time consuming. That only takes so much time. So I have no time to write scripts. Right?
All right, absolutely. And all the very best for Mareech. And it was lovely talking to you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best. Bye.